Welcome to our countdown of the 10 best and 10 worst grocery stores to buy meat in the U.S. in 2025. Whether you're a grill master, a meal prepper, or just someone who loves a good steak, knowing where to shop for quality meat can make all the difference. In this video, we'll reveal the top stores that deliver juicy, tender cuts worth every penny, and call out the ones that might leave you disappointed. From freshness and selection to pricing and customer reviews, we've done the homework so you don't have to. Stick around to see if your favorite store made the cut, or if it's time to rethink your next grocery run. Let's dive in, starting with the worst offenders before we celebrate the best in the business. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Top 10 best grocery stores for buying meat in 2025. 1. The flirt who knows her worth, Whole Foods Market. If meat had a runway model, Whole Foods would be the one strutting in slow motion while everyone gasps. It's the posh beauty who won't settle for less, and neither should you. When it comes to meat, Whole Foods is the high-maintenance hottie that actually delivers the goods. You're not just buying meat, you're entering a relationship with carefully raised, antibiotic-free, hormone-free, ethically loved animal. We're talking about steak that's been pampered like a spa guest. From grass-finished ribeyes that sizzle with pride to heritage pork that practically melts on your tongue, Whole Foods gives meat the respect it deserves. And oh, the options. Bison, venison, dry-aged beef, and more. It's like dating a globe-trotting foodie. Even the poultry walks the runway. Free-range, organic, and GAP-certified for animal welfare. That little green label? It's basically a love letter from the farm. And let's not ignore the in-store butchers. They're the meat whisperers. Need something cut special? Butterflied, Frenched, or flirted with? They've got you. You're not getting shrink-wrapped mystery here. You're getting custom charm and clean, pristine counters. Sure, Whole Foods might flirt with your bank account a little too aggressively. Yes, it's pricey, and sure, some cuts might trace back to big-name suppliers like Tyson, but every piece still has to meet Whole Foods' crazy high standards. Bottom line, if you want your meat to come with a guarantee of good looks, good taste, and good karma, Whole Foods is the sizzling, upscale date night you never knew you needed. 2. The beefy heartthrob, Costco. Costco is like that dependable guy next door who also happens to have biceps for days and a freezer full of steaks. He's practical, generous, and knows how to treat you right, especially if you like your meat big, bold, and budget-friendly. This warehouse wonder isn't playing small. Costco goes big. Big flavor, big quantity, and yes, big savings. Need USDA prime beef that rivals your local steakhouse? Costco's got it. Want to host a BBQ for the entire neighborhood without maxing your credit card? Costco really has it. This meat department doesn't mess around. They stock everything from brisket to rack of lamb, wild-caught salmon to halal beef. Variety? Honey, you'll be dizzy with choices. And let's talk about the real heroes, the meat cutters. These aren't just random folks slapping cuts into plastic. These are seasoned pros, hand-trimming your tenderloin and grinding fresh beef right on site. Costco promotes from within, which means the people behind the counter know their chuck from their clod and actually care about what goes into your cart. But here's the twist. You've got to commit. Costco is a buy-in-bulk kind of romance. You don't walk out with just one steak, you walk out with 10 and a smug smile that says you just scored filet mignon at burger prices. Is it fancy? Not really. But is it satisfying? Absolutely. Costco's the reliable hunk with a warehouse full of protein and a deal you can't resist. So stock up, throw some in the freezer, and savor the perks of being with someone who's big on flavor and value. 3. The natural charmer, Sprouts Farmers Market. Sprouts is the laid-back, nature-loving charmer who brings you flowers from the farmer's market and cooks you grass-fed burgers on a Wednesday just because. He's not loud, not flashy, but oh, he's good. Sprouts gives you Whole Foods level quality with none of the price tag drama. It's like dating someone with a luxury vibe on a thrift store budget. Deliciously humble. Walk into Sprouts and the meat counter is ready for its close-up. Everything is clean, colorful, and shockingly fresh. You'll find free-range chicken, grass-fed beef, bison, lamb, and even a few curveballs like venison or marinated kebabs that practically seduce your grill. These aren't just cuts, they're carefully sourced stories. Humane standards? Absolutely. Antibiotic-free? You bet. And the best part? Their prices don't leave you clutching your pearls. Sprouts has a talent for slashing prices on premium cuts while maintaining top-tier quality. You don't feel like you're compromising, ever. You feel like you're winning the jackpot of love and steak. Need something special? Their butchers are friendly, helpful, and yes, they'll cut it the way you like it. No pretension, no attitude, just service with a smile and maybe a few cooking tips on the side. The only catch? Sprouts doesn't live everywhere yet. He's more of a regional fling at the moment, only found in certain states. But if you're lucky enough to have him near you, don't sleep on him. Sprouts is the dreamy good guy who's secretly amazing in the kitchen, and he'll never ghost you on quality. For the local legend. Wegmans. Wegmans is that irresistible northeastern crush who's got a big family, a bigger heart, a local butcher's soul. He's the guy who tells you exactly where your steak was born and raised, and probably gives it a cute name too. Farm to fork isn't a slogan at Wegmans, it's a love language. Everything here is about traceability and trust. Their meat comes from real farms with real names, and they're proud to show them off. They've had exclusive cattle contracts since before it was trendy. You're not just buying beef, you're buying into a story of no hormones, no antibiotics, and 100% taste. But that's not all. Wegmans gives you choice. Dry-aged, organic, marinated, bone-in, boneless, exotic. Name your fantasy cut, they've got it. Whether you're cooking Tuesday tacos or prepping a weekend roast that could win awards, you're covered. And yes, they have in-store butchers, real ones, with knives, knowledge, and zero hesitation to give you that perfect fillet or custom grind. Need help choosing or cooking? They'll flirt with your culinary imagination until you walk away confident. Now, not every Wegmans has perfect staff coverage. Sometimes you might need to flash a smile or wave like a lunatic to get someone's attention at the counter. But once you've got them, the magic begins. Bottom line, Wegmans isn't just a grocery store. It's a meat matchmaker, a charming, transparent, incredibly tasty relationship waiting to happen. If you live in the Northeast and don't shop meat here, are you even living? 5. The Southern Sweetheart Publix. Publix is the gentleman with Southern charm who calls you darling and knows exactly how thick you like your steak. He's classy without being snobby, friendly without being fake, and he always remembers your favorite cut. With Publix, shopping for meat is less chore and more courtship. This beloved chain is famous for making grocery runs feel like warm hugs. But don't let the soft vibe fool you. Publix has serious meat game. Think beautifully marbled ribeyes, fresh ground beef, chicken so juicy it practically sings, and pork that'll make your slow cookers swoon. And let's talk butchers. These aren't just meat clerks, they're customer service rock stars with knives. They'll portion your roasts, butterfly your chops, or pack up a family-sized stash with the kind of kindness that makes you want to come back just to chat. Publix also knows how to treat animals right. Their Greenwise line is all about humanely raised, organic options with clean labeling and no shady surprises. You get quality with a conscience, no compromise. The pricing, surprisingly gentle. You'd expect their meat to come with a hefty price tag, but shoppers regularly report beating out high-end stores for quality that's just as impressive. The only downside? Publix isn't everywhere. Yet. It's a southeastern sweetheart with a limited dance floor, but if you're lucky enough to be in its region, grab your cart and make your move. Publix doesn't just feed your stomach, it feeds your soul. 6. The Texas Tease. H-E-B. Oh honey, if meat shopping was a rodeo, H-E-B would be the cowboy everyone's trying to lasso. This Texas-born heartthrob knows how to treat you right. Whether you're craving a smoky brisket or a perfectly marbled ribeye. And trust me, he knows his way around a grill and a meat counter. H-E-B is more than a grocery store. It's a full-on meat experience wrapped in Southern pride. The meat cutters. Not just anyone gets behind the counter here. Their butchers go through a rigorous 2-year training and certification process. That's right. These are meat-cutting scholars who can trim a brisket, French a rack, or butterfly your steak without breaking a sweat. Their meat counters are stocked like a BBQ lover's dream. Sausages, ribs, chuck roasts, smoked delicacies, and more. Ask for a special cut? They'll do it with a wink and a grin. Need advice on smoking that pork shoulder? Pull up a chair. This store will teach you how to love meat properly. The only downside? H-E-B is a bit exclusive. Like that charming Texan who won't leave his hometown, you'll only find him in Texas. But if you're lucky enough to live nearby, trust me, you've got the best date in the meat game. Local, loyal, and always delicious. 7. The Classy Charmer, the Fresh Market. Imagine walking into a grocery store that smells like rosemary, jazz softly playing in the background, and a butcher who looks like he walked off the set of a romantic drama. That, darling, is the Fresh Market. He's not your everyday fling, he's that rare, upscale date who makes you feel special just by stepping into his space. The Fresh Market is like a boutique butcher shop wrapped in a grocery store's body. Everything here is curated, hand-trimmed, and perfectly presented. You don't browse meat, you admire it. Dry-aged steaks, Wagyu that melts with a glance, marinated kebabs kissed with Mediterranean spices. Every cut is a love letter to your taste buds. And the butchers, they know exactly what they're doing. They'll cut your steak just how you like it, give you tips on dry rubs, and may even compliment your taste while they're at it. It's a premium meat shopping experience that's intimate and indulgent, just the way you like it. Insider tip: Tuesdays are when the magic happens. That's when they roll out serious deals on chicken and beef, and your wallet will thank you. Yes, prices are higher than your average grocery run, but with quality like this, you're not just buying meat, you're buying romance in a roasting pan. The only catch? The Fresh Market doesn't have a huge national presence, but if you find one in your area, treasure it like a secret affair. For the meat lover who wants luxury with a little flirtation, the Fresh Market is your weekend lover dressed in USDA choice. 8. The Frugal Flirt. Aldi. Let's talk about the bad boy of budget shopping, Aldi. He's the one who doesn't say much but somehow always leaves you satisfied. Doesn't waste time with fancy labels or flashy displays, but when it comes to meat, baby, he delivers the goods. Aldi is the king of surprisingly good. Walk into the store and you won't see 10 types of bone marrow or artisan venison, but what you will find? USDA choice Black Angus, fresh ground beef, tender chicken thighs, and even grass-fed options that make your wallet purr. And those prices? Let's just say you'll be taking home more than you planned, with change to spare. Now, don't expect an in-store butcher serenading you from behind the counter. That's not Aldi's vibe. He's the strong, silent type. But while there's no custom cutting, there is vacuum-sealed freshness and clean, minimalist packaging that keeps things tidy and tight. One bite of their ribeye and you'll forget all about those overpriced grocery flings. And the best part? Aldi's making moves on the ethical front too. Their animal welfare policies are leveling up, and it shows in their expanding organic and antibiotic-free selections. Yes, you have to bring your own bags and bag your own groceries, but isn't that the fun of it? Aldi gives you quality without the guilt, meat without the markup. He might not be fancy, but he's real. And sometimes, that's all you need. For everyday deliciousness that doesn't mess with your bank account, Aldi is the budget boyfriend you'll never be ashamed to bring home. 9. The dependable deli daddy and Kroger. Kroger isn't flashy. He's not trying to impress you with gold-trimmed beef or celebrity butcher endorsements. But make no mistake, he's solid, reliable, and low-key full of surprises. He's the kind of guy who remembers your anniversary and brings you a family pack of ribeyes on sale. You want fresh meat? Trimmed by someone who knows the difference between a chuck and a clod. Kroger delivers. Their in-store butchers aren't here for decoration. They're slicing primal cuts in-house and offering custom requests with a smile. That's not just convenience, it's a relationship. Let's talk options. Kroger offers everything from everyday 80/20 ground beef to their Simple Truth line, an organic, grass-fed, no antibiotics, no BS kind of offering that's basically the green juice of meats. Want something lean, clean, and humanely raised? Simple Truth has you covered without breaking the bank. The vibe at Kroger is your go-to guy. He's there when you're meal prepping, grilling for the fam, or just craving a no-fuss dinner. And the markdowns? Oh honey, keep your eyes peeled. Between manager specials and loyalty rewards, this store loves treating you to surprise savings. Sure, he's not perfect. There are still some ethical sourcing gaps like gestation crates and some pork suppliers, but Kroger's working on it and the transparency is improving. At the end of the day, you get quality, convenience, and a few flirtatious discounts along the way. He's the one you trust for dinner on the regular and maybe even brunch the next day. 10. The Bulk Up Babe Sam's Club. Sam's Club is the tall, strong warehouse hunk with a membership card and a serious passion for protein. He doesn't do things halfway. He does them big. Whether you're planning a feast or filling a freezer, Sam's knows how to deliver the goods. First off, let's get this out of the way. Yes, you need a membership. But sweetie, it's worth it. Walk in for paper towels and suddenly you're rolling out with a 10-pound brisket, USDA prime steaks, and pork belly so tender it makes you blush. And guess what? Sam's has real, live butchers, not just meat handlers, actual professionals behind the counter, ready to cut your roast to order. TikTok even caught one of them custom slicing a pork loin like it was a love poem. Try getting that kind of attention at Walmart. Spoiler alert, you won't. Beyond the quality, Sam's Club is doubling down on ethics. They've pledged to go antibiotic-free for all chicken by 2025. That's a big move in a big box world where ethics often get lost in the packaging. So yes, Sam's is brawny, but he's got a heart too. Whether you're hunting brisket for your smoker, thick pork chops for the grill, or just value-packed family packs of steak, Sam's Club has you covered, and probably for half the price of your local butcher. Bottom line, if you're a meat lover with a hungry crowd or a busy schedule, Sam's is the budget-savvy, muscle-packed man of your carnivorous dreams. 10 worst grocery stores for buying meat in 2025. 1. The cold-hearted catfish.
Walmart. Oh, Walmart.
You may be the king of convenience, the one-stop shop for socks, dog food, and discount patio chairs, but when it comes to meat, you're giving Heartbreak Hotel. This big box bad boy talks a good game, low prices, endless shelves. But behind that charming exterior is a meat section full of red flags. Let's start with the truth bomb. Nothing is cut fresh in store. Everything comes shrink-wrapped from a central facility. That ribeye, it's been sitting in plastic longer than your last situationship. There are no butchers, no one to flirt with about filet mignon, and absolutely zero chance of getting anything custom cut. It's one size fits all. And the horror stories? They're more common than Walmart parking lot dance-offs. Spoiled chickens, slimy steaks, and beef that looks like it went 10 rounds with a microwave. Customers report brown meat being passed off as fresh, and one viral story revealed mislabeled packages charging shoppers for nearly double the weight. That's not a date, that's a scam. Even employees have spilled the tea. Meat isn't even handled unless it's being tossed out. That's right, no TLC, no fresh prep, just a sad cycle of rot and regret. So if you're hoping to impress your guests with juicy, flavorful cuts, don't fall for Walmart's cheap flirt. You'll pay less up front, sure, but the true cost might be flavorless dinners, angry dinner guests, and a desperate call to your local pizza place. Walmart's meat aisle might be stocked, but it's not trustworthy. Swipe left on this one, darling. There are better options out there who'll treat your meat cravings right. 2. The half-hearted hustler Target. Let's be real. Target is like that guy who dresses cute, smells expensive, and serves you frozen pizza for dinner. Sure, you came in for toothpaste and left with a $40 0-cent throw pillow, but if you wandered into the meat section expecting culinary magic, prepare to be ghosted. Target's approach to meat is less gourmet romance and more last-minute convenience. Their selection is so minimal it barely qualifies as a section. You'll find a couple trays of chicken thighs, ground beef that's been sitting around longer than your unopened gym membership, and maybe some sad-looking sausages if you're lucky. No steaks that sing, no roasts that wow. Just the bare bones, literally. And don't go looking for help behind the counter, because there is no counter, no butchers, no service, no chance of getting anything trimmed, sliced, or even explained. You're on your own, sweetheart. Most of the meat is pre-packaged and often from large-scale suppliers focused on volume, not quality. It's the same generic stuff you'd find at a gas station fridge, just with prettier fonts. And the freshness? Let's just say that Target's meat is more Best By yesterday than fresh tonight. Now, to be fair, Target doesn't pretend to be a meat paradise. They're great for candle cereal and binge-worthy skincare deals, but when it comes to protein, Target is barely trying. It's like they're saying, we could treat you right, but why bother? So next time you're wandering those stylish aisles with a basket full of things you didn't need, do your meat shopping elsewhere. Target may be cute, but this is one relationship that won't satisfy your hunger. 3. The Meat Mirage, Safeway/Albertsons, Vons, Jewel Oesco. Now, here's the smooth talker of the meat world, Safeway and its extended family of Albertsons, Vons, and Jewel Oesco. Is like that charming date who wears a blazer, opens your door, and then forgets your name halfway through dinner. It looks high-end, but once you peel back the layers, oof, there's trouble. Their meat department has all the visual flair, polished cases, premium labels, and prices that make you think you're getting something special. But baby, don't let the packaging fool you. This is faux fancy at its finest. Behind those labels, meat that's often gray around the edges, dried out, or mysteriously overpriced. Let's talk dirty secrets. Butchers and shoppers alike have spilled the tea. Expired sausage still on shelves, meat that looks like it's been tanning under fluorescent lights for a week, and cuts passed off as premium when they're anything but. Some even noted cuts being sliced just for show and never meant to be sold. That's like sending roses and never showing up for the date. They claim to have ethical sourcing, hormone-free this, certified humane that, but in reality, execution is inconsistent at best. You might get a great steak one week, and next, a weird-smelling, overpriced slab of regret. It's a gamble, and you deserve better than a gamble. Bottom line? Safeway and crew love to dress up in gourmet clothing but rarely deliver on the promise. It's steakhouse pricing with fast food follow-through. If you're shelling out top dollar, you should be biting into something memorable in a good way. Sadly, Safeway is all sizzle and no steak. 4. The budget blunder, Save-A-Lot. Save-A-Lot is like that friend who says they know a cheap but amazing date spot and then drags you to a gas station diner. This discount darling promises budget-friendly buys, but when it comes to meat, you're likely getting exactly what you paid for, and maybe even less. At first glance, Save-A-Lot seems like a score. Low prices, quick access, and that no-frills vibe that says we don't mess around. But dig into their meat section and, well, you'll wish you hadn't. The options are limited, the packaging often sketchy, and the quality? More meh than meal. Think fatty ground beef in strange proportions, chicken that needs a double sniff test, and pork chops that leave you wondering where the rest of the cut went. Variety is nearly non-existent. Don't expect grass-fed anything or organic labels here. Save-A-Lot sticks to the basics, and those basics are often bland or questionable. Even worse, some shoppers report paying more per pound here than at mainstream stores for significantly worse quality. Talk about insult to injury. Just because something's cheap doesn't mean it's a good deal. And while Save-A-Lot's model helps cut costs, bag your own, limited staff, etc., those same cost cuts show in the meat. There's minimal quality control, meaning that shrink-wrap tray could be fresh or 3 days past its peak. Bottom line, if you're on a tight budget, there are still better places to buy meat. At Save-A-Lot, you might save a few coins, but you'll likely lose out on flavor, freshness, and confidence. That's not just disappointing, it's a bad date with digestive consequences. 5. The Flameout Food Lion. Ah, Food Lion, the store that wants to be your reliable grocery crush, but ends up ghosting you at the grill. It's the meat equivalent of a blind date that sounded good on paper but showed up 20 minutes late wearing Crocs and talking about their ex. Let's just say, Food Lion is not known for its meat game. This chain has tried to clean up its act since past controversies. Hello, 1990 meat scandal. But even in 2025, the glow-up still feels incomplete. Their beef is often low-grade, poorly marbled, and inconsistent in texture. That ribeye might look okay until you cook it and realize it's about as tender as a leather belt. They market a few house brands like Butcher's Brand and Nature's Promise, which sound nice and ethical, but shoppers say they rarely match the hype. The meat can lack flavor, freshness, and finesse, and you'll rarely find anything outside the basics. Maybe some fatty ground beef, a few packs of pork chops, and some standard chicken. Exotic cuts? Prime grilled beef? Don't hold your breath. Transparency also isn't Food Lion's strength. You're not going to find sourcing info, detailed labels, or helpful meat clerks to flirt your way into a better cut. You're basically playing mystery meat roulette, and the odds aren't in your favor. To be fair, Food Lion can work if you're absolutely in a pinch and need a quick protein fix on a dime. But if flavor matters, or you're planning a meal that matters, skip this one. Food Lion just isn't bringing the heat where it counts. The letdown lover, Lidl. Lidl came into the US like a European heartthrob, promising us wine, cheese, and perfectly aged steaks. The accent was charming, the prices were low, and expectations were sky high. But once we got past the first few dates, we started noticing the red flags. And honey, they were spoiled. At first glance, Lidl seems like it knows what it's doing. Grass-fed beef? Check. Free-range poultry? Also check. Fancy labels and imported meats that whisper, "I studied abroad?" Double check. But here's the problem. What's advertised isn't always what's delivered. There have been multiple reports, plural, of customers finding expired, discolored, or even smelly meat right there on the shelves. Some packages look bloated, others have leaky seals, and a few resemble science experiments rather than dinner. It's like getting all dressed up for a date only to realize your date forgot deodorant. Yikes. And this isn't just the odd fluke, there's a consistent trail of complaints about poor refrigeration, bad turnover, and inconsistent quality. One week you find a solid cut at a steal, and the next, you're dodging gray ground beef with a suspect scent. To be fair, Lidl does carry some solid stuff when it's fresh. But that's a big when. You're playing meat roulette every time you shop, and if you're planning a fancy dinner and need something reliable, Lidl might just leave you crying over burnt chicken and broken dreams. Bottom line, Lidl is like the charming flirt who forgets to show up on time. Occasionally great, but mostly disappointing. Don't gamble with your meat. You deserve consistency, not chaos. 7. The no-show, giant food. Giant Food wants to be the dependable boyfriend who shows up with a steak and a smile, but lately, he's been forgetting the steak part. The intentions are sweet, the store is huge, and you could find some gems here. If you're willing to hunt like you're in a grocery-themed episode of Survivor, let's get real, consistency is not Giant's strong suit. One day you'll find a surprisingly decent cut of beef, and the next, the entire meat section is emptier than your DMs on Valentine's Day. Customers complain about half-stocked shelves, missing labels, and a vibe that says, we gave up halfway through inventory. And then there's the Nature's Promise line. Sounds dreamy, right? Organic, grass-fed, no antibiotics. It's the rom-com hero of grocery meats. But trying to actually find those products in stock? You'd have better luck getting a text back from your ex. When it's there, it's lovely. When it's not, good luck settling for that sad pack of unseasoned drumsticks. Even worse, the butcher counter is often unattended or understaffed. Want a special cut? Might be easier to go full lumberjack and butcher it yourself. This is a place that makes meat shopping feel like a scavenger hunt, minus the fun prize at the end. Bottom line, Giant isn't the worst of the worst, but it's too unreliable to be your go-to grocery bay. If you like playing Meat Detective, be our guest. But for the rest of us who just want dependable quality and a smooth experience, Giant's flakiness is a deal breaker. 8. The minimalist miss, Trader Joe's. Oh, Trader Joe's, you're adorable, quirky, and the undisputed king of snack seduction. You've got cookie butter, exotic frozen meals, and a charming Hawaiian shirt vibe that makes us feel like we're on vacation. But when it comes to meat, you're more cute appetizer than main course romance. Don't get us wrong, Trader Joe's meat is generally good. The quality is often solid, the labels say all the right things, organic, grass-fed, antibiotic-free, and the prices aren't terrible. But there's one huge problem. The selection is as tiny as your neighbor's chihuahua. The meat section is tucked into a corner like it's shy. You get maybe 5 or 6 options, all prepackaged, no butcher in sight, and if you're looking for something specific, say a bone-in roast or flank steak, prepare to be disappointed. TJ's is all about portion control, and that includes your meat choices. And let's talk mystery. Trader Joe's is famously secretive about sourcing. They slap their own label on everything and refuse to spill the beans about where the meat actually comes from, so if transparency matters to you, good luck getting answers. It's more mysterious than your last situationship. No butcher means no custom cuts, no special orders, and no one to give you cooking advice when you're standing there wondering what to do with that bison burger. It's grab and go or nothing at all. Final verdict? Trader Joe's is the flirty brunch date of the meat world. Cute, fun, and great in small doses. But if you're planning a full dinner party or want a meaningful meat connection, this grocery cutie just doesn't go the distance. Number 9. The chaotic commitment. ShopRite. ShopRite has good intentions. It's the eager date who shows up dressed nicely, pays for dinner, and then promptly knocks over a wine glass into your lap. That's how meat shopping here feels. Full of potential, but ultimately a hot mess. Now don't get it twisted. ShopRite can have good meat. USDA choice beef? Check. Organic options? Sometimes. But you'll need patience and maybe a bit of luck, because this store is often packed tighter than a concert pit, and navigating the meat section is like doing squats during a hurricane. Customers report long lines at the butcher counter when there's even someone there. The pre-packaged section? A maze of chaotic displays, leaking packages, and confusing labels. You may end up digging through stacks of meat like you're looking for buried treasure and still walk away empty-handed or skeptical about freshness. And when things get busy, staff seem more focused on moving the line than actually helping. Want a custom cut? You might get a sigh or a blank stare. Ask about sourcing? You'll probably be told to check the label. The worst part? The stress. Meat shopping should feel like the start of a delicious love story. At ShopRite, it's more like speed dating in a thunderstorm. Even if you manage to find something decent, you'll probably be too frazzled to enjoy it. In short, if you value your peace of mind and your dinner plans, ShopRite is not the romantic meat affair you're looking for. Save yourself the stress and flirt with someone a little more organized. 10. The outdated ex. Meyer is like your high school boyfriend who never quite grew up. He's got the looks, big stores, bright lights, he's got the resources, but when it comes to meat, he's still stuck in 2002, blasting Limp Biscuit and buying select-grade beef like it's premium. Let's start with the good. Meyer is big. You'll find lots of meat options on paper, but once you dig in, you realize it's all surface level. Their cuts are mostly basic, bland, and lacking the kind of tenderness that makes you say, out loud. We're talking commodity-grade meat that lacks flavor, marbling, and charm. The ethical side of things? pretty much non-existent. Meijer hasn't made any serious strides toward antibiotic-free sourcing, better animal welfare, or even transparency. Want to know where your meat came from? Good luck. It's more hush-hush than a reality show finale. And let's talk quality control. The meat might be stocked, but is it fresh? Maybe, but maybe not. The in-store experience is inconsistent, and you won't find many butchers on standby ready to slice and dice something special for you. Meijer could be so much more. It has the footprint, the reach, and the potential, but it's stuck in the past, while its competitors are hosting charcuterie workshops and slinging hormone-free filet mignon like it's nothing. Final word? Meijer is the guy you once loved but outgrew. You remember the good times, but now you just want something better, fresher, and more mature. Meat deserves romance too, and sadly Meijer's not up for the challenge.